So I'm quite sure some of y'all are looking at this thumbnail and thinking to yourself, well, why is Tamar on this thumbnail? Well, we got some news for y'all. Thanks to our friends over at the Jasmine brand, we are happy to report that the Braxton family values are set to return back to WeTV. Listen, I had to go ahead and throw this up in there because this was some news I was not expecting today. Okay. So when I looked on the line, okay, on Beyonce's good internet, and I was able to see this headline, I said, "Rejoice, rejoice." It'll be interesting to see how this plays out, particularly because the last we heard about this, Tamar was not too happy with WeTV, okay, and they're actually set to return back to WeTV. Now, you guys may know that the show ran. It started in 2011 and ran for about 7 seasons, ending in 2020. But sources are telling the Jasmine brand, okay, that the Braxtons are ready to share their personal lives with the world again. An insider also let it slip that fans will be able to catch the reboot on WeTV, which might be a little shocking. Now, y'all also may recall that point in time where most of the family, Tony, Tawanda, Trina, and Tamar, and Miss Evelyn, boycotted over the complaints that they were being underpaid. Now, at that point in time, it seemed like, okay, this ain't going to be a good fit for them. Then Tamar went on to slam the network quite a few times over the years for exploitation. Following the release of the trailer for the 7th season, Tamar called out WeTV for mentioning her reported, when she reportedly tried to end her life, okay, in the promotional footage, despite her not being on that show anymore. You guys may recall that, all right? At that time, she had said, F WeTV and whomever else is participating in using my pain for their pleasure and ratings, okay? So now we're in an interesting space with the Braxtons. I'm definitely interested in seeing where they are now. I'm interested in knowing how big of a part Tamar will play in this, as well as how big of a part Tony will play in this. I'm looking forward to catching up on the sisters' lives. And, sadly, we will be missing our beloved Tracy, who is, resting in power. But I'm interested to see where this goes. Are you guys going to be down for this reboot, or this continuation? Let me know in the chatterization down below. Do you think it's a good look for Tamar, who has previously expressed her desire to move away from reality TV, or will she even participate at all? Let us know what your thoughts are down in the chatterization down below. And then the question becomes, what has changed about their relationship with WeTV that would make them more comfortable today than they were in years prior? Will they have editing rights? Will that be the situation? Are they being paid better? There were a lot of issues. So I'm interested to figure out where we're going to go from here. But I love the idea of a peek into their lives. And I will say this about the Braxton family values. When we first started that show and we were following them, it seemed a little less about the drama and more of a docu-follow, which I thought was very interesting in and of itself. So if maybe they take it back to that premise, then maybe, just maybe, I feel like the ladies themselves will feel safe with that. And I feel like we, the fans, will be able to catch up with some of our favorite, one of our favorite families. You know what I mean? Especially, I feel like if the Kardashians can do it in the way that they do, where there's drama, but it sounds like they still have the final say over what airs. I feel like, why not offer the same thing to the Braxtons? Because they, to me, deserve it. But that's just me. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. Now it's time to talk about sugar babies. Okay, we got to talk about sugar babies, sugar daddies, sugar. Chime down in the chatterization. Do y'all feel like Sweet Tea is making herself look like a sugar baby? Or do you feel like the show is not doing her, or the show is doing her a disservice? Particularly the ladies' reactions to what she's saying. Now, for me, I gotta say, Sweet Tea, you will never be able to live down Dr. Heavenly asking you what you like about being engaged so much, and your response being, I get a little access to the money. I walked into the house. Yeah, this look good. This look good. This look good. This look good. Oh my mama. Oh my. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, girl, we will never forget that moment. And because that was your debut episode, it was like that moment will live on in infamy forever. And I think she has later stated that it was all in jest, and it probably was. However, you cannot give these ladies anything because they will latch onto it, and that will be the end of you. Okay. Well, not like literally, but you know what I'm saying. So my question remains for those of you guys who are watching the season of Married to Medicine, and if you're not, I don't know what you're doing because it's super lit, okay? It is probably the most fun that I'm having watching television in general because these ladies just know how to deliver. And we're seeing, I mean, there's literally in every episode a taste of Black excellence, in my opinion. And I know some people have a problem with that term, but I mean it in the sense of like, yo, I'm watching doctors. I'm watching like Black doctors. I'm watching Black business owners. And I love that they're finally highlighting Toya's endeavors as well, even though she's not a doctor. Okay. What did Dr. Jackie call her? MRS MD, Mrs. MD or something like that. I don't know. But I'm like, let's see it all. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, this episode is called Heard It Through the Grapevine. And it is episode number 2 of season 10. And we start off with a montage that honestly should not have been a montage. Seeing Dr. Heavenly and Dr. Alicia, I think she still goes by doctor, but seeing the two of them in the yoga studio trying to do yoga and Dr. Heavenly's wig falling off, baby, let me tell you something. That should have been insane, especially for what they're gonna do to Sweet Tea later. That could have been we needed the whole scene of that. They need to air that as a bonus clip on BravoT.com or the Peacock. Okay. But the main scene first starts with Phaedra getting a visit from Quad. Okay. Now, Phaedra is getting all into the business, and we learn that Quad got a man at home. Okay. Quad got a man at home. And the funny thing about it is, whereas Phaedra allegedly had a man, okay, at home, or wherever he was, or wherever he may dwell, Dr. O. Side note, I didn't see that man's name pop up. That man's name pop up. I didn't see his name pop up. Now, I ain't going to say it right here, right now, but I still got that screenshot of the people putting it in the chat. I think it was on Dr. Heavenly's live last week. No, I don't know if that's the man or not. Let me put the alleged badge up here. Allegedly, that was the man. If you go back and look at Dr. Heavenly's last video, it's on Carlos King's page too, so you might be able to see the chat in both spaces. But there was a doctor's name that kept popping up, and I was like, I wonder if that's him. Now, I didn't look it up because I was like, you know what, to be honest with you, if this man don't want to be showing his face on the show, then I don't care to, put his business out there because, at the end of the day, that's not really my responsibility, nor is it my thing. But I did want to know, like, who is it? But what we do get in an odd parallel is Quad. They show us a picture of her and the man. And I was like, oh, now they look good together. But I think for Quad, I don't think we're going to see this man pop up on the show. I mean, we may, but y'all let me know in the chat if y'all think we're going to ever see that man again. But Quad got a man at home. Meanwhile, suddenly, Phaedra is summoning Benji the butler. Now, see, now he looked like in my opinion, it was given plaything. Okay. It was given Phaedra's in-house plaything. And I know that sound, I know how I sound when I say it. Please charge it to my mind and not my heart. But he did it. It was given plaything. Maybe he's a sugar baby too. I don't know. But it was like Lord forgive me for that, because that man was listed as butler. Okay. And so I take it back. He's not a sugar baby. But the way he was presented, okay, it was like Benji the butler. I mean, is Benji bending? You know what? Okay. I know I wasn't the only one that was thinking that. Okay. And so if I was thinking it, I know somebody else in the chat was thinking it. Just chime in if you did. I mean, it's okay. This is a safe space. But otherwise, that man is known as Benji the butler. All right. Anyway, Phaedra wants to know where Quad has been. You know what I'm saying? And Quad says she needed a break. And suddenly it's on to Dr. G and how Sweet Tea slid into those DMs. You know, because Phaedra got to update her girl. So then Phaedra brings up Toya and Sweet Tea and basically revealed that Toya outed Quad's DUI. Quad says, yes, she was cited. She declined the field test and her attorney got it thrown out. So there is that. Much ado about nothing, it sounds like. However, Quad is upset about Dr. Heavenly, but Dr. Heavenly feels deserted by Quad. But Quad is annoyed at Dr. Heavenly because when she did get a text from her, it was Dr. Heavenly sending her a photo of her hanging out with Sweet Tea. Now, that is just a little messy, okay? Messy. All right. Speaking of mess, okay, Sweet Tea and Dr. G are at home she is making him the chicken adobo because she got to be cooking for her man every night. You know what I'm saying? Churning butter, cooking dinner. You know what I'm saying? Making his plates, baby, serving her. Stand by your man. You know what I'm saying? She doing all the things, okay? And she working. She got her job. She know what to do. She cooks, she cleans, she do everything for that man, okay? Meanwhile, Dr. G comes in and says, oh, girl, you cook greens like a 65-year-old. Now, see, it was just last week that Dr. Heavenly was saying she built like a 67-year-old. He's saying she cooked like a 65-year-old. What is it about this girl in these 60s? I'm going to start calling her Miss 60, okay? Miss 60, because the man that says she cooked like a 65-year-old. Dr. Heavenly says she built like one. I ain't saying that. That's not what I said. I don't think she built like a 67-year-old. I don't know what a 67-year-old is built like these days, because I might see some 67-year-olds with some BBLs, baby. Okay. 67 don't look like it used to. Okay, let me tell you that. All right. Let me tell you that. 67 might be boom, boom, pow. You know what I'm saying? So, but what is it with 60, with the age 60 and this woman? You know what I'm saying? Like they are wearing Sweet Tea out. Okay. They are wearing her out. But you know what she need to do? She need to explode on everybody one good time. One good old time. She need to she need to go and turn into Wonder Woman. You know how Wonder Woman used to go and she used to spin around real quick and go pow. She need to do one of those on these folks. Meanwhile, she does let us know she not serving food on no paper plates. And in my mind, I'm like, was that some type of dig at Quad? Was Quad serving the meals on the paper plates, on the styrofoam? Somebody let me know it in the chatterization. Let me know. If y'all want to go back into the archives, I mean, part of me wants to go back and start watching American Medicine from season 1 because it's just that good. But anyway, she does end the scene with a note to all the women out there. Go after what you want. If you see that man and you want him, girl, get in them DMs and tell him that you'll give him my baby, okay? Listen, Miss Sweet Tea, you know what? I know that you are getting it from every which way, okay? But when it comes to my videos, do not take nothing that I'm saying personally, okay? This is all in the jest. But girl, they are wearing you out, okay? Even your husband. Meanwhile, and I'm gonna talk more about how he's continuously wearing her out. He ain't doing her no favors either. The next, they got to talk about the wedding. Dr. G is letting us know he is paying for everything. Okay. Everything. But she is still overwhelmed because for those of you guys who have never gotten married before, and even maybe for those of you who have, it depends on how you did it, right? The wedding can be the most stressful thing that you do. And it is so easy to get caught up in the who's coming, the expectations, what are we doing for the guests, that it's easy oftentimes for the focus to be moved from the fact that you are making a commitment to, build a life with another person, and it gets muddied by all of these other things. Now, we say muddy, but because you do want your friends and family to be there. But then there's so many other things that come into play when you do that, right? And they only have a month. So I can understand it. Listen, it is no easy feat to plan a wedding. I don't care how small or large it is. It can turn into a nightmare, okay? So I understood where she was coming from. But for him, I guess he feels like, well, I'm paying for it. But I can understand why she would think, I still want your opinion. I still want to know like what you think, because then all the decisions fall on you. And if something doesn't go well, then you kind of would kind of worry about what the person who's paying for it may think. So the person paying for it may think that they are like, absolving you of a huge burden. But what they also don't realize is that's a lot of pressure to put on the person who is still having to plan it, right? Because you don't want to be doing it by yourself, because then it just feels like the person doesn't care. So I do get what she's saying. Over at Dr. Jackie's, she is happy that she has Dr. Buller, who we did meet last season. She interviewed her. And I love that Dr. Jackie says she sees her last patient at 2 p.m. and Dr. Jackie is out. That's the type of work-life balance that I am talking about right there, Dr. Jackie. And we do see her with Debrat and Judy, which is nice. Toya FaceTime Sweet Tea to talk about her wine club, okay? Now, she's also wanting to invite the ladies to her chic wine event and tasting, okay? We also learned that she played tennis for about 3 hours. And I'm like, girl, like that's a great way to, get some exercise. I love Toya's life. I want to live like Toya. I do. Okay. All you doing is playing tennis and making money off your wines. Okay. I like it. I ain't mad at it. I like it. All right. They got to have a conversation with the two boys about relations. Sorry, I'm playing with this pen. So they do that, and I'm going to let you guys know I tuned out, because I typically tune out when stuff, it's just family talk. I think it's great that they can have that conversation with their boys. I think it's awesome, but at the end of the day, I just kind of tuned out. Anyway, Sweet Tea brings her BFF along with her to go wedding dress shopping. It's less than a month to go before this wedding. And when you know it, they're going to be joined by Toya and Phaedra. Toya because she feels like Toya is big sis. Phaedra because she knows that Dr. G is very, very close to Phaedra Parks. So she really is trying to make an effort to get to know Dr. G's friends, which is admirable, until she starts getting opinions from them. Now, Phaedra at some point tells her that she is butt challenged, because Phaedra did make a statement last week about her booty being, non-existent. And butt challenged, I was like, oh, well, that sounds like a real nice way of saying you ain't got no booty. But, you still saying she ain't got no booty. So, is it really nice? Or is it nice nasty? Y'all let me know in the chat. Is it nice or is it nice nasty? It sounds nice nasty to me. But anyway, but you know what, girl? They got padding for that. So you can, never mind. Don't you worry your pretty little pancake behind, baby. They can get you right together down to down to the wherever you get your bloomers from. They can get you together with the pads, baby. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Okay. But I think Sweet Tea is like, I'm all natural. I'm not just fresh off the table like some of these ladies. I'm neither pro or against. Well, actually, I am pro go get your body done. Who cares? Like, I mean, you got to be the person to live with yourself, so you got to like it or not. I'm also pro that you want to live natural. You know what I'm saying? Because if you fine with it, I'm fine with it, right? At the end of the day, only thing I care about is that you go to sleep happy, okay? However you got to do it. If you want your butt to be big as my head, go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you got to please yourself. So don't let anybody shame you. If you want to go get something done, go do it. If you don't want to go get nothing done, stay flat. It's fine with me. Either way, you are beautiful. Anyway, all right. So listen, I'm assuming that it was Toya that tells her at some point that she needs a girdle. But let me know if y'all find that offensive or not. If you got a girlfriend that's coming with you wedding shopping and your girlfriend tells you that she needs a girdle, that you need a girdle, is that offensive or not? On Watch What Happens Live, Toya says that she meant to tell her she needs a corset, but it came out sounding girdle. But don't they do the same thing to a certain degree? I mean, I don't know. Y'all let me know in the chat because this is not my area of expertise. But y'all let me know how y'all would feel about it. It's kind of like when Drea told that girl, Megan, that she had a fupa or something like that. Is that nice or is it nice nasty? Okay. But I will say, I think if I was trying on something form-fitting and I had a friend of mine with me and my friend said, friend, you might need something right there around the waistline to cover that up, this little droop that you got. And if they said that to me, I would probably be like, thank you, friend, because I'm not going to buy this. That's just me, though. That's just me. I mean, I'm not sensitive like that. I would rather you tell me, because if I go and I take a photo and then I look at myself and I have to see that I got a droop, where my stomach is, then I'm going to be mad at you for not telling me. How about that? Okay. And there we have it. Meanwhile, what we learn is that Sweet Tea and her BFF met on an online age gap relationship support group. Phaedra's like, for sugar babies? My gold digger meter is dinging. Oh. Woo, Lord have mercy. Sweet Tea says no. Okay. Sweet Tea says she has had people stop her and ask when she is with Dr. G and ask her, are you okay? Which leads me to believe that these people are thinking that she might be being taken, Liam Neeson style, by this older man. So I'm assuming the support group helps you deal with that type of commentary. Lord have mercy. Sweet Tea, I pray that you are still relying on your support group, because the way these women is going to eat you alive after that. And listen, I'm not mad at the support group, girl, but after last week you said, I get access to the money. This week you telling us you in the group for the people dating the older folk. Okay, it's a support group for how to get along with the oldies. Step into the bad side. Ooh ooh ooh. Oh God, sweetie, God bless you. God bless you, baby. God bless you, baby. You know, it just sound when you say it, okay? When you say it, and let me tell y'all something. I like Sweet Tea. I enjoy her on this show. She is a breath of fresh air. But baby, let me tell you something. The jokes are writing themselves. And I just don't know how she don't realize she's stepping in the like every time I feel like she take a step, she's stepping into a puddle of mud. Okay. So anyway, Toya and Phaedra got all types of questions for the BFF and the sugar daddies. I think Sweet Tea settled on a dress, but I'm not too sure. Anyway, back at Toya's house, she's getting ready for the event. And, you know, Dr. Eugene tells her, you need to be on the lookout because these women going to have something negative to say. There's a small part of me that wonders if Toya has some level of insecurity about being a doctor's wife and perhaps really never having her businesses really shared like this on TV and how she'll be perceived by the group. Meanwhile, you know, especially when Dr. Jackie getting the commercials and stuff like that. All right. So, you know, we get all the ladies arrive except for Quad, and they are at the wine event, and somehow conversation turns to the bridal shower. And Sweet Tea felt like Toya and Phaedra were mean to her. Now, that's where I felt like I first heard the girdle comment. And, you know, Dr. Heavenly then says, well, somebody said you was in therapy for dating an older man or something like that. It was Phaedra. Okay. It was Phaedra that told it. And so Sweet Tea has to correct. It's an age gap support group. Okay. So Dr. Heavenly is like, what y'all do there? Y'all listening to music or something like that? They put you in a trance or something. Sweet Tea is like, you want to join? Dr. Heavenly is like, well, I'm only my man is only 6 months older than me, but I guess I could join or whatever like that. Apparently, this is a Facebook group. And Sweet Tea feels like these ladies just need to get with the times because, you know, they old. That's what she basically calls them. So at that point, Sweet Tea lets us know she was annoyed that they spent so much time talking about Quad at her engagement hoedown. And Dr. Jackie, you know, comes in with the apology. And Sweet Tea is like, I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I'm fed up. I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Basically, she overwhelmed, okay? She overwhelmed, and Dr. Simone got to take her to the side, and, you know, Sweet Tea says she ain't got no support at home. She tired and irritable. And dang on it, Simone had the good sense to take her into the bathroom. And I thought, well, dang, we ain't gonna get to see the meltdown. But then the camera inserts themselves into the bathroom. And I'm like, yes, okay, we back on track. All right. Dr. Simone tells her, you know, listen, if you wanted your husband to be more involved in the wedding, then you should have married a woman. Okay. Because it just don't happen that way that I think the men who are marrying women are going to be interested in planning the wedding. Okay. It just don't usually happen like that from Simone's perspective. You know, it is what it is. Back at the group, Heavenly wants to know where Quad is. And Phaedra's like, I didn't see her. And I told her, you know, I met Sweet Tea or whatever. So Dr. Jackie chimes in, if I get a divorce, y'all can't be his friend. And Dr. Alicia seconds that. But in my mind, I'm like, well, ain't that interesting? Because y'all being friendly with Sweet Tea and Dr. G. So I guess the rules ain't the same for Quad. Meanwhile, Dr. Jack is like, well, I ain't heard from Quad anyway, so I don't even know how to maneuver with her. Phaedra just wants everybody to get along. Back at the table, Toya ends up wanting to play a game called Box Wine B. And whoever, it's like Simone is basically the boxed wine B. You know, basically she can't guess which is Toya's wine blend and the boxed wine. I'm not really a big wine, like I don't drink wine on a day-to-day basis like that, but I love a wine tasting. So I'm all about that. I keep thinking I want to plan a wine tasting meetup event or something like that. Either that or like maybe a tequila tasting. I think that would be fun too. Although that might get us all off the chain. I don't know. I'm still processing. I'll get back to you on that. Meanwhile, Sweet Tea is ready to go. She tired. She got to get home. And Dr. Heaven's like, well, she marrying an old man. I mean, but I can't get over that because I cannot get past the fact that this woman showed up with the tag still on her dress. Oh, Sweet Tea got the tag in her dress. Oh, baby, girl, like, baby girl, they are gonna wear you out, okay? You got to show up on your P's and your Q's. Can you imagine Phaedra all donned up in her finest regalia with a price tag hanging out? It's like, didn't nobody, and you know what's even worse? Let me tell y'all what's even worse. Production didn't tell her either, okay? Production, y'all are just as shady. Do you know why I say that? Because the mic pack got to go inside the dress. Now, production, whoever put that mic pack on her, y'all could have said, girl, you got this tag in your dress. We need to take it out, okay? Because she was in the dress, I mean, I thought the dress was hot. You know, she was hot tamale in the dress. But why didn't nobody tell her that her tag was out? Simone, you was in the bathroom with her. You ain't tell her tag was out. Ain't nobody see that tag out until she was about to leave and storm out of there. It's Dr. Jackie shade that's the worst, though. Dr. Jackie says, well, she might have to take that back. She ain't married yet. She got to wait till she get all of daddy's money first. Now, let me tell you something. When Dr. Jackie shading you, you know it's bad, okay? I told y'all they are wearing Sweet Tea out, okay? And, I mean, she not helping herself. That's the problem. It's one thing because you know they're going to wear her out regardless, right? But it's another thing when you ill prepared for the wear out, right? So you got to be on your P's and your Q's, baby. So, my sweet baby, Sweet Tea, baby. Lord have mercy. Let me talk to you, baby, before you get back on that screen, okay? Meanwhile, okay. Toya apologizes to Sweet Tea as she's leaving tagless. And she promises she's not gonna bring up Quad again. Meanwhile, Phaedra is meeting up with Dr. G for drinks, and Phaedra hopes that he has a boy with Sweet Tea so he can take him to the baseball games. Odd that he says to Phaedra he'd have to get with the right partner who had athletic abilities. Basically, I think he was making a reference to having a child that was maybe that had athletic abilities. What I took from this was him saying she don't have no athletic abilities. I got with a partner that ain't got no athletic. Is that what he was saying? And that's what I mean when I told y'all earlier, Dr. G ain't doing her no favors either. Okay. Anyway, Phaedra's like, I saw her legs and her little nice flat booty. It was just this flat. It was just as flat as a piece of paper. It was just as flat as this bookmark right here. It was just so flat. Oh my God. It was so flat. It was like this coaster right here. It was just as flat as a book, baby. It was flatter than a wall. It's just so flat. Okay. It's like a flat surface you can drive on. It was just, the booty was just, it was like practically not there. And I was like, Phaedra, how are you talking about this woman's booty with her baby, with her daddy? Okay. Anyway, Phaedra's like, you sure you want to get married again? You're not afraid, are you? And Phaedra was like, I just want to make sure you're making the right decisions and that she's just not after you for the money. Okay. As Sweet Tea said, I get a taste of the money. You know, that is still ringing in Phaedra's ears as it is the rest of us. And she's like, well, you know, she is marrying Paw Paw. So he justifies his relationship. He feels safe with her, unlike what he did with Quad. He feels safe with Quad at all, allegedly. And Phaedra suggests that he get a prenup, which could also be beneficial for her the longer she stays with him. I thought that's what Ashley had, but maybe I'm mistaken. Anyway, Phaedra would not get married again, okay? And the conversation ends with Phaedra saying how innocent Sweet Tea seems, but didn't he just was worried about she being a gold digger? Anyway, and how it seems like Dr. G now has a new lease on life, baby. Let me tell y'all something. If you're not watching Married to Medicine, I have no clue what you're doing with your life, but you need to get on the good foot, okay, and get into this show. Mind you, the other thing you need to probably get yourself into is whatever Dr. Heavenly and Carlos King about to get into tonight, because I mean, last week was so explosive. It was almost too much for me. Okay, I was on the floor. I had collapsed. I had laid myself out on the floor. I was collapsed. I was down like this, but I was still typing my messages, you know, in the chatterization, because I was just so floored by what was happening and what was being said, but I was loving every minute of it. So anyway, that's the news for right now. Recap for Married to Medicine. Chime down in the chatterization if you felt like how I did, or if you felt differently. Let me know. Are they wearing Sweet Tea out? Are they wearing her out too much? Or is she just ill prepared for what she had to do when she got on this show? Let me know in the chat, and I will catch you all in the next video.